Hello traders, good evening and welcome back to another episode of Greenback Riders Trading Academy, where we will be looking at what happened in the markets today as of April 15th and what we are expecting going into the rest of the week and specifically for tomorrow. Before we start looking into the details, if you like the content of these videos, please make sure to like, share, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and click on the notification icon. I would also like to mention that I am online on Google Meet every day from around 9 o'clock in the morning till at least around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So if you want to join that, the link to our free Discord server is given in the description below. And once you're there, you will find that the webinar link will pop up every morning around 8:45 a.m. EST. Let us now take a look at what the market did today. So since we actually opened very close to yesterday's close as of 4:15 in the afternoon, we were looking at the RTA chart, and I was especially interested in this particular trend line. So this is where it opened. We actually opened right below this 2.5 line. We went up to the 2.5 line. And as the price started going above, we started going long here. I did not expect that it will get up to this highest positive gamma at 54.75, but I was hoping that it will come back to this particular pink box. And what is this pink box? This is Monday's 9:30 to 9:31 area. So we went up straight there and got rejected for the first time. We went back up again, created a new high, and then we got back inside the range of this trend line, right? And as soon as it did that, it straight came down. This was the hourly wedge line that we had yesterday. We came down to that. We came down to the close of yesterday and then bounced up again. But we could not create a higher high, right? All the highs that you'll see here are lower highs, except that this was a liquidity trap right above it. We came back, and every time we went back up to this trend line, we could get good shots to the downside. And that is what we were doing. Every time price went back to the trend line, we were shorting, and we were getting around 10-20 points to the downside. However, if you look at this whole area, you will see none of the time we were breaking down below the low of bar 1. This is the first time we broke down below the low of bar 1. We tried to reverse this, but we failed, and we got the 1:1 of this move to the downside. So we started from here. This was the high of the day. We came down till here. This was the pullback, and this was the 1:1 at the 5420 line, which we finally got towards the end of the day. We tried to get above. We did get above the 5436 area, which was important based on this particular price action, but we could not get above the 5446. We could not get a change of character above this. I was hoping that we can get above this 5446 area and then continue into the 5660 area, but we never got above the 5446, and we stayed in this particular trading range for the rest of the day. And finally, we have actually closed below this important 5429 line, right? So yesterday also we did not close below 5429. So today we closed below 5429. So now let us go and take a look at the price action and see what we are expecting for tomorrow. And then we will take a look at the SPX gamma levels and then see how that is placed. Let us first take a look at the mother bar fibs that we had. We went above the 79% again. We could not hit the 89% to the upside, and we came back down below the 79%, and finally we came very close to the 66%, but we have not broken it. If you see right here on the ETA chart, right in the morning, we broke below the 66% and we bounced from there, and we went back up to the 5485 areas, which was the order block right here, and then we dumped from there and got back to the 66% again. So now we will have to see if we are breaking these areas down. If we are breaking down this 5412 level, which is a very important level at this point of time, then we can come to this 5405 and then continue down to the 5390 areas. And finally, I'm still thinking that the bears will sometime try to come and hit this target at 5372. This is the same target that we were looking at based on yesterday's price action. So now looking at the daily chart, you'll find that we got rejected right at the open of the week order block, and then we came down, but we have not gone below the low of yesterday, right? So this again created an inside bar. Now if we are going down from here, then we can continue down to this 5393 areas, and then my target is around the 5380 to the 5372 areas. If we are breaking that down, we will mostly come down to the 5314 level and continue to the downside. Now we will have to see on which direction we are breaking out this Monday's candle. Both of these candles are like typical range candles. We have been in the trading range throughout the day. However, if we can break out above this and try to get a 1:1 to the upside, at that point of time, the bulls will target the 5603 to the 75 area, and that is the same area that we talked about yesterday also. That is the 5605 area, but that will come into the picture once we have broken out of this. We have broken out of this 5514 to the 20 area, and then we have taken out this 5536 line as well. Then there is a possibility that we will continue to the upside. Now, if the price is broken down at the downside, if we are breaking down below this 538780 area, we know that the 5380 area is there, and then we will come down to the 5373. But if the bears are strong and they keep on dropping, it may highly bring the price to the 5273 area as well, which will be a 1:1 of this Monday's mother bar to the downside. But as long as these bottoms are not broken out strong, there will be no point in looking at those shorts, because we are in a trading range, and even if we come down here, there is a chance that we may bounce above. We may even get to the 80 or to the 73, but then immediately recover and come back above this 5392 areas, get into the 5400 range, and then carry back to that 5429 line once again, and then we will see if we are able to get above that, or we are breaking down from there once more. So at this point of time, based on the daily chart, we are in a trading range, and the trading range is based on this Monday's bar. We did try to get below the high of last Friday's bar, but we failed right there, and we went back up again. But we have closed below the 5429, and now we will have to see where the market opens up, what happens overnight, and where we are opening up towards the morning, and then we will be looking at the SPX gamma levels as well to understand where the price can go. The other thing is, we are currently inside this particular channel, and if we are trying to break down the channel tomorrow, that line will be at 5366, right? So if we come down to 5366 and we see that the price is bouncing and going above the 5380 area, it is taking out the low of Monday as well, then mostly this 5429 will again act as a magnet, and then we will see if we are breaking out of it and trying to get to that 5446 levels, and above that we can continue up to the 5460 to the 70 levels as well. So sometime in the coming few days, we can actually expect a big move up. We have to remember that this 5499 or the 5500 area is also the daily EMA. So once we can get above that, we try to get above that here, we failed. If we are getting above that, and then above the 14-20 area, and then the 36 area, we will mostly visit this levels on the upside. And also tomorrow around 1:30, Powell will be speaking. We do not know what he will be talking about, but if he has a dovish tone in his voice, there is a big chance that the market will start shooting up to the upside, and we can get up to these levels, the mid 2024 levels as well at that point of time. Now, if you're looking at this 4-hour chart, from this particular bottom, we had the first leg up, then we had an inside bar, then we got a second leg up. So these were 2 legs up, and then there was a pullback, and then we got one more leg to the upside. We came back down, there was a pullback again, and thereby we created the second leg to the upside as well, which was incapable of taking out the previous high. Now, just like we saw yesterday, if we are breaking out of this and then we are trying to get a 1:1 of this move from here to here, and then we had the pullback, and then the price is going up. If we are breaking out of this, the 1:1 of the 4-hour bulls will be somewhere at the 5689 level. So looking at the 4-hour chart, this is bearish. However, we do not see any consecutive bearish strong bars on the 4-hour chart, thereby saying that this may actually form a bull flag. And once we are taking out these levels to the upside, we can easily come up to this 5603 to the 05 areas and continue to the 5640, and then to these levels to the upside. But then as long as we are not getting above this 5520 and then the 5536, we cannot say that how far the market will move up. Once we see that there are strong moves happening here, we see a strong bullish pressure here, and the market is keeping on pushing. At that point of time, we will start looking for 5603 to 05 area, 5636, 5686, and all the subsequent levels to the upside. Now the downside will only come into play once we are giving up this 5390 area, but I would wait actually for this 5370 area to give up in order to say that, okay, we can swing to the downside. This is the first entry short. This is the second entry short, but we do not have any. However, we do not have any gaps created as of yet here. So overnight, we may see a gap created. In the morning, we can go and retest that gap, and then we can get down to this 5380 level, 5308 levels, and to the subsequent levels to the downside. As of now, we are still holding this 33% area, which is the 33% upper 33% of Thursday's mother bar. But if we are breaking it down based on this, we should be coming down to this 5367 areas, which is the 50% of Monday's bar, and then we will see if we are getting further traction to the downside. Now, if we are looking at the 1-hour chart, you will see this was the actual channel that we had. We are having consistent higher lows in the 1-hour chart. We came and tested the channel here. This is another test right here, and then we tested the channel lows once again. This is the channel high, and we have a 1:1.5 extension that we got on Monday, and we have failed from there. So if we are dropping below this, if we are taking out this 5412 and the 5405 levels, it is highly probable that sometime we will come and touch this particular line, and then we can also see this particular line to the downside, and then we will see if we are bouncing from there. We do not know at what point of time it will come and test it, but this fib channel is a very useful tool that you can keep handy, because if you see, we broke out of this particular channel, we went up to the 25%, we came down, we could not get below the 100%, and finally we went and hit the 150% to the upside, and then we straight fell and came down to the 0% again. The whole of Monday we were holding around the upper section, and then we broke down and we went back up again, got rejected again right here, and we have seen the low of it again. Now we want to see that there is a strong breakdown on the hourly chart of this particular channel, and then we will see if we are able to take out this low, and if we take out this low, then these areas will become highly possible for the bears to target. Or else, this being a crazy trading range as of now, we can still get back up to the top and hit this top line again sometime, and then we will see if we are breaking out. But if we are getting above this 5498 areas and the 5500 areas, these areas will become very easily achievable at that point of time. I am keeping this particular fib level on the daily MB levels chart because I do not want to crowd the other chart, which is already too crowded. Now, if you're looking at this ETH 1 hour chart, right, so this is a major low that we have at the 5250 areas. So as a part of the trading range, if we are breaking down these lows, we can keep, and then we are breaking down this 538280 areas, there is a possibility that we can come down to the 5250 areas, but whether it will break down or not, that's the question at this point of time. We are in this trading range. We got this first leg up, we came down, we got the second leg up, we came down, and then we had a two-legged pullback inside this once more, and then we had a third leg and a fourth leg to the upside. So if you see here, there is a wedge that has formed this particular line. So if you see here, there is a wedge that have formed, and after the wedge, we got the first leg down and we got the second leg down. And if you look at it, the EMA band is still yellow, so that is telling us we are still in the trading range. Now we'll have to see that if we are breaking down this 90 areas, the 80 areas, getting to the measured move at 5373, and if we are breaking down of these areas at that point of time, then we will target somewhere at the 5310 and subsequently to the 5280 and the 5250 lines as well. On the upside again, if we are able to take these areas out, we will try to get to the 5520 to the 23 areas. Getting above this high will take us to the 5536, and if we are able to get out of that and hold that particular level, as we talked yesterday also, the first target will be from 64 to 78, and then we might get up to the 5608 to the 5636 levels as well. And we already know that we have a 5689 1:1 target of Monday's bar to the upside. So let us now take a look at the SPX gamma levels. This is how the SPX gamma levels are positioned right now. The 5400 is the first aggregate gamma. Yesterday we had the 5200 as the first aggregate gamma, and now the most of the gamma has moved up here. If we get above this, this is the highest positive gamma that we have at 5425, and above that the second highest positive gamma is at the 5475 line. However, we need to see that this is although there's a minor gamma here, this is where we have the maximum put open interest as well as the call open interest. And considering that Powell will be speaking tomorrow, and if he's saying something that the market is taking on a positive note, we can easily come up here and then get up to this 5253 and we hit this 5600 as well. Now we have to remember that there is a 30 to 40 point spread between SPX and ES spot prices at this point of time. It varies between 30 to 40 points, so it was always necessary to take a look at what price is SPX at and what price is ES at. So when we are talking about this particular line 5400, I will actually tag it to the 5429 line that we have on ES. If we are breaking that down, we can come down to this 5375, and farther below that, this is also a very strong support area. If we are breaking below that, we can get to this 5325, which will become the 5370 to the 60 area on ES, and then we can come down to 5300. If we are getting below this 5300, there is a big chance that we will get to this 5250 and then to this 5199 or the 5200 areas as well. Now it will be important to see where we are opening up, which is the closest line to that particular open, and then whether that particular line is actually working as a support or a resistance, or it is not even touching that and going in a complete different direction. So this is how the gamma levels are positioned right now. I will take a look at them again around 9 o'clock in the morning. If there are any changes, I will update the chart or I'll put it on the Discord. And then once again, I take a look at it at 9:45 and then again around 12 p.m. to see if there are any changes to this. If there are any changes, I will update these charts. Now, the link to all these charts that we talked about are given in the description below. So if you want to look back at these charts, just go and click on those links in the description. That is all the analysis that I have for now. I'll see you guys again tomorrow morning. Till then, have a great rest of the night, everyone. Bye.